We're reacting to Benny Boy. He's commenting on Fresh and Fit and their opinions on marriage.
So a little more context. Ben reacting to clips of Myron Myron Gaines from the Fresh and Fit podcast on Saucecast, which is run on Valuetainment Money with Adam Sosnick. I guess that's Patrick Bet-David's right hand man. Patrick Bet-David is the owner and founder of Valuetainment. So big channels versus big channels. So I already know what Myron's gonna say. I've seen him say it before. Curious what Ben's reaction is gonna be. Let's see. I mean, I don't think he get in much detail since it's only a TikTok, but I'll take it for what it is.
I say all the time, in today's day and age, you shouldn't be getting married until you're at least 35. That was my next question for you.
He was visceral.
So I have, this is my thing that I tell guys. I think 35 years old, had slept with at least 50 women, 100K per year, you're in shape, and you've got 6 months to 1 year of savings.
All right, done. I got to get married. I've done all that. That's it.
Here's the Republic right here. So that is a recipe for a terrible marriage, by the way, guys. Waiting until you're 35 and slept with 50 women, that is a terrible recipe for marriage by every available data point. It turns out that you are much better in terms of getting married if you get married younger, if you do not have a wide variety of sexual partners. All the stuff about, being in shape and having money and all the rest, like, you should try to do that, generally speaking. But this notion that you wait until you're 35, you've already made a bevy of mistakes that have shaped your character and made you much more rigid as a person, and that you should have had a basis of comparison in terms of sex of dozens and dozens and dozens of women. No, the data do not support this, and it's stupid.
Well, I know you're a Fresh and Fit fanboy, so how do you respond?
No, I want you to respond.
I don't know what data he's talking about. But beyond that, I guess the way that I could look at it from both perspectives is, I think Myron's perspective is that as a man, you should have more experience, so that when you get into a relationship, you have more awareness and control of yourself, and therefore of the relationship, which is reasonable, fair. I can understand why he would have that perspective. And I think Ben Shapiro's perspective is like a religious one. Now, again, there might be some data that he's actually referring to that actually proves that the way that he's thinking about it does make for better marriages, longer lasting, stronger marriages. But I don't know what data he's talking about. So the only thing that I can assume is that he's making like a religious argument, which I'm sympathetic to because I'm a religious person.
Okay. For my answer, I have to kind of like build out scenarios, right? I think what Ben's talking about is, right, if you look at a marriage that, if you were to imagine the data, you would think that, okay, you get married young and you stay with your partner through the thick and thin, and you guys build that home, build that that sanctuary together, and you prosper off. You probably have few partners, maybe a high school sweetheart type of, that's maybe the thing that's going on in his head. Maybe that's what he did. But I think Fresh and Fit's point of view is like, if you don't have that, right, which I think destroys all Ben's arguments, because we live in a time where with social media and all this, mental health and all this other kind of shit, and everyone thinks they have the answers, and everyone's watching someone else's relationship. Like, when you have all that shit mixed in, and you're trying to maybe live a average regular lifestyle with you're just trying to go to school, go to college, have a wife, kids, picket fence, house, dog, couple kids. To be able to find someone that's gonna buy into that with you in high school and stick with you as you go through those kind of things is gonna be very, very difficult today, because we live in an ADHD generation. Everyone wants fast things, quick, now. So even if you are that type of person, to find another person like that you actually like, that actually meets your looks threshold, family threshold, traditions threshold, all that other kind of stuff, and that's willing to wait and be with you and grow with you, it's going to be very difficult. And honestly, I put a lot of the blame on the women because nowadays, right, and I think this is a lot has to do with social media, women kind of expect ready-made products. And this is why I think Marion's saying what he's saying, and you kind of touched on it. It's like, it's not just that you for yourself want the control. It's not only what the men want. What the women want is finished products. You have the money, you have the success, you're a shaped man, you know how to have sex in bed and all this other kind of stuff. And you're right, I think Ben's coming from a religious aspect because, I mean, I don't think a lot of people even follow religion anymore, or even care about it. So they're not even looking at it through that lens, or I should save myself till I get married, all this kind of, oh, they're fucking, they're doing all this, they're kind of shit, they're partying. But when you add that, plus the fact that you watch social media and you see, oh, look at all these finished products, I need a man like that, you're not going to wait for a man to grow into what he needs to be. Or mistakes can happen through the relationship, and you start compartmentalizing men, or even dudes will compartmentalize fucking the woman, right? I got a woman that gives me good head. I got a woman that cooks for me. I got a woman that, we have great sex. Oh, and I have my main bitch. And women will do the same thing. I got the dude that drives me around. I got the dude that takes me out on dates. I got the dude that gives me good sex, and I have my main nigga. And you kind of this is what I see. I don't have data on this. Maybe he has data that counteracts what I'm saying. But from what I see, people are just meandering around with relationships and have multiple partners and just kind of consolidate on one, the best one that they like, as the clock starts ticking. But this is something that affects women more because that clock starts ticking faster for women than it does for men. Now, if a man is not on a continuous upward trajectory, then eventually he's gonna be like, okay, I'll consolidate on the bitch I got. But if you're a man that's continuously on an upward trajectory, past your 30s, past your 35, into your 40s, you're continuously on the upward trajectory, then the world is your oyster. You can have any woman you want, damn near. But a woman, she's born with her value. So it's like there's no upward trajectory. It's like you have to consolidate by a certain point, or else there's going to be no man left for you, and you're going to be settling. So I think that's what Mario's touching on, and that's why it's mainly for the man's advice, because he knows that women pick winners. They pick the winners after they get to the finish line, and he knows that a man, to be able to control the relationship and get the relationship to go where you want it to go, once you've been picked by the woman, you need to have experience with women. Because, you would think that, oh man, people are normal, they know how to handle relationships. A lot of niggas don't. They don't. And you might need to experience heartbreak. You need to experience girls playing with you, playing with your time, using you, and all that shit to understand how to be attractive long term to a woman. I know I said a lot there, but what's your takeaway?
I think Myron comes from a perspective where it's like men versus women, and Ben Shapiro comes from a perspective where he wants men and women to be
working together.
Yeah,
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and so like Ben Shapiro's perspective is kind of like, well, if everybody did this, if all men and all women kind of approach relationships the way that I'm talking about, men and women would be better off, and our society would be better off. Whereas Myron goes, this is a society that we have, and I'm a man,
this is
so
how
I'm
you
going
win.
to advocate for men to do as well as they can in this society.
Yeah, this is how you win.
I think both perspectives have their value, but I guess maybe because I'm religious, I always kind of look for that utopian thing as like my guiding light. So I'm more partial to Ben Shapiro's perspective than Myron's.
See, what Ben Shapiro is advocating for, it would have to it leaves you as a man to be willing to be vulnerable to a woman.
Yeah, it does.
And it just might not work out in your favor. It probably just won't work out in your favor. Ben it depends on your background too and where you came from. Ben's lucky he came from a rich family and shit. So maybe that helped. You know, maybe it was almost kind of like an arranged marriage, a child friend. I don't know. I don't know all that much about him, but I'm pretty sure that was his high school girlfriend or whatever. You know, and I think they lost their virginities together and shit. But they had the same values, and you just happened to come across that. But like, think about it. I think it'd be a lot easier to find someone that has your same values coming from a rich family than if you come from some single mother household living in the Bronx. You're just trying to survive and trying to find love any way you can. You know, it's harder to really consider all that in the moment as he could take his time and consider his shit.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, and you know, and he's an old nigga, man. He's 39. He's out the dating game. He doesn't know what it's like out here. It's treacherous.
You're saying that like Myron's not like fucking.
I say he's 39 and he's been out the dating game for 20 years. He got married when he was like 20.
Yeah, but you started off by saying he's an old nigga.
He is an old nigga. Old in the sense he hasn't touched the dating game.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't know what it's like out here. It's treacherous out here, bro.
Well, that's it.
You tell me. You know. So, what's your final takeaway? You hope for the utopian thing?
Yeah. That's it.
You don't think that Ben Shapiro has like this? You know, this is the problem with this dude. Is like sometimes he could just be grossly unaware because he likes to live in his bubble. It's like so you don't know anything about what's going on with the dating game at this day and age. I guess he can't advocate for anything else, but at least, man, it's a TikTok. You know, it's not long form. At least be like, you know, I know it's hard out here, but you should try to find this, not just scoff at the idea. But I guess,
well, to be fair, he was also referencing data that we're not privy to, so maybe his entire perspective is different because he thinks that what he's saying is not only emotionally or whatever spiritually correct, but factually correct.
Maybe he'll make. I think Fresh and Fit responded, and Adam Sosnick responded because that's the podcast that Fresh and Fit were on. So maybe he'll respond to them. Maybe we'll make a longer form video, show the data, because I think men would need it. You know, I hope he does it.
Yeah.
You know, see a different light, see a different answer.
Well,
Ben Shapiro in the dating game, that'd be interesting. In the dating podcast world, talking about that shit, that'd be interesting.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe.
Let us know who you agree with.
Myron or Ben Shapiro. We'll catch you in another one. Peace out.